For many years, trucks have been seen as the backbone of the American economy. Used in different industries, the number of trucks on the road at a given time frame is oftentimes a sign of a thriving or struggling economy, and no other truck manufacturer has wormed its way into people's hearts like Mack trucks. Known for being dependable and fuel efficient, they could be seen almost everywhere. So in today's video, we'll take a look at 6 of the most iconic Mack trucks from the 80s. Number 1. Mack Superliner. The Mack Superliner was one of the most impressive trucks on American highways in the 1980s. Although it was first released in the late 1970s, it quickly became the big dog of Mack's RW series because it was built for tough hauling jobs that would be challenging for other trucks. What made the Superliner special was its power. It came with Mack's famous E6 engine, a strong 6-cylinder diesel engine that could pull heavy loads up steep hills without much trouble. Later models even offered the option of an E9 engine, which gave drivers up to 400 horsepower, a lot of power for a truck. The truck's design had a classic Mack look. It featured a long nose with the famous bulldog ornament on the hood, tall exhaust pipes behind the cab, and a bold front grille. Truck drivers liked the roomy cab, which made long trips more comfortable. The cab was built with plenty of space, good visibility, and controls that were easy to reach. Superliners were real workhorses. You could see them hauling logs in the Pacific Northwest, carrying heavy equipment to construction sites and moving big loads across the country. In Australia, they were popular too, especially in the outback, where they handled tough conditions and road trains, long lines of trailers, very well. One of the Superliner's best qualities was its durability. Mack built these trucks to last, and many of them traveled millions of miles without major problems. The simple, sturdy design also made repairs easier for mechanics. Inside the cab, drivers liked the basic but practical setup. Everything was in the right place, and the seats were comfortable for those long hours on the road. While it wasn't as fancy as modern trucks, it had everything drivers needed: clear gauges, reliable switches, and enough space to move around. In the 1980s, driving a Superliner meant you were at the top of your game as a trucker. These trucks weren't just tools, they were symbols of the American trucking industry at its best. Number 2. Mack R Series. The Mack R Series is one of the most loved American trucks ever made. In the 1980s, these trucks were everywhere on highways, easily recognized by their bulldog hood design and long nose design. First launched in 1965, the R Series really became popular in the 1980s as Mack's main truck model. Truck drivers loved it for 3 reasons. It was tough, reliable, and easy to fix. The R Series even earned the nickname Workhorse because it just kept going, mile after mile, no matter the weather or road conditions. Most R Series trucks had Mack's own engines under the hood. The favorite was the Maxidine diesel engine, which had strong pulling power, especially at lower speeds. While it wasn't the fastest truck on the highway, it was great for hauling heavy loads and climbing hills. In the 1980s, Mack offered different R Series models. The standard R model was the most common and was used for everything from local deliveries to long-distance hauling. The RW Superliner was designed for carrying heavier loads, with a larger grille and more powerful engines. For construction and off-road jobs, the RD model was built tougher, with stronger frames and suspensions. Mechanics liked that it was easy to work on the R Series. Parts were easy to reach, and the truck systems were simpler than today's computer-controlled trucks. This meant it didn't break down as often, and repairs were cheaper. By the late 1980s, other truck companies were making more modern designs with aerodynamic shapes, but the R Series kept its classic look. Many truckers loved this traditional style and considered it one of the last real trucks before computers and electronics took over. The R Series was built until 2005, but its best years were in the 1980s when these trucks helped keep America moving and became a symbol of dependability on the road. Number 3. Mack MH Cruise Liner. The Mack MH Cruise Liner, also known as the Midliner by truckers, was Mack's big move into the medium-duty truck market in the 1980s. It was built through a partnership with Renault Trucks, giving it a mix of European style and Mack's well-known toughness. The cruise liner was special because of its just right size. It wasn't as big as Mack's heavy-duty trucks, but it wasn't small either. This made it perfect for regional deliveries, local hauling, and driving around cities. Business owners liked it because it was easier to handle on city streets than larger trucks, but could still carry a good amount of cargo. Most MH trucks came with a Mack diesel engine, while some had engines from Renault. These engines weren't as powerful as the ones in Mack's bigger trucks, but they offered enough power for the truck's size and were better on fuel, which was important in the fuel-saving 1980s. The cab design showed the European influence. The truck had a squared-off, modern look with a large windshield that gave drivers a great view of the road. Inside, the dashboard looked more like a car's, which made it less intimidating for new drivers. Drivers liked how comfortable the seat was and that everything was easy to reach. The cab was lower to the ground than most trucks, making it easier to get in and out, helpful for delivery routes with many stops. The MH series came in different versions for different jobs. You could get it as a box truck, refrigerated truck, flatbed, or even a small dump truck. This flexibility made it popular with many businesses like food delivery companies and construction firms. Not everyone loved the cruise liner, though. Some old-school truckers thought it looked too European and missed Mack's traditional style. And, for mechanics, it was a little different to work on, so they had to learn new repair techniques. Even though it wasn't as famous as the Mack R series, the MH cruise liner played an important role in Mack's history. It became a practical, efficient truck for many American businesses. Number 4. Mack MC MR Series. In the 1980s, Mack's MC and MR series trucks showed the company's dedication to making cab-over-engine (COE) trucks. These trucks were easy to recognize on American highways, known for giving drivers great visibility and being easy to handle in tight spaces. The MC series was Mack's standard cab-over model, designed for both local and long-distance jobs. Because of its compact design, it was popular in areas with strict length limits since the cab-over style allowed for a longer trailer without breaking the rules. The MC had Mack's powerful Maxidyne diesel engines, which gave it the strength to carry heavy loads. The MR series was an upgrade from the MC. It was designed to be more comfortable, especially for truckers on long trips. The MR had a bigger cab with more space for drivers to stretch out, which was important for those who spent days or weeks on the road. It also had better insulation to reduce noise and improved climate control, which made it easier to handle long drives. Both the MC and MR models had some features that drivers liked. The cab could tilt forward, making it easy for mechanics to reach the engine for maintenance, though drivers joked that it took muscle to tilt it. The raised seat and large windshield gave drivers a great view of the road, which was helpful in busy areas. While the MC and MR trucks were practical, they faced more competition as other types of trucks became more popular. However, these cab-over models earned a place in trucking history, showing that they were strong, dependable trucks in an important decade for American trucking. Which of these trucks have you ever driven in the past? Do let us know in the comments section. Don't forget to also like and subscribe for more interesting content. Number 5. Mack U Series. The Mack U Series was an important truck for American cities in the 1980s. It was specially designed for delivery and distribution jobs in busy urban areas, where big trucks often struggled to get around in. What made the U Series different was its cab-forward design, which meant the driver sat in front of the front wheels. This helped drivers see better and have more control when driving in crowded city streets. The truck could also make sharp turns, which was very helpful for getting through narrow streets and making quick deliveries. The U Series was powered by Mack's reliable EA6 diesel engine, which was strong enough for city work but also good on fuel. Drivers or fleet owners could choose between a manual or automatic transmission, which added flexibility depending on their needs. Inside, the U Series was built with delivery drivers in mind. The seats were lower than in bigger trucks, making it easy for drivers to get in and out throughout the day. The truck also had wide steps and grab handles to make getting in and out safer and faster, which was especially useful for drivers making many stops. Mack included lots of storage inside the cab, with compartments for paperwork and delivery forms, making it easier for drivers to stay organized on busy routes. The U Series was especially popular with companies that needed to make a lot of deliveries, like beverage and food distributors. The flat front and boxy shape allowed for maximum cargo space while still being compact enough for city driving. The U Series was also very durable, built to handle the constant stop and go of city driving. It had a strong braking system designed for frequent stops, which made it reliable for tough city jobs. While it wasn't as famous as some of Mack's other trucks, like the R Series, the U Series was perfect for city deliveries and filled an important role in Mack's lineup during the 1980s. Number 6. Mack Midliner. The Mack MH Midliner series, introduced in the mid-1980s, was a big step for Mack trucks as they moved into the medium-duty truck market. These trucks were designed to fill the gap between heavy-duty trucks and lighter delivery vehicles. What made the MH series unique was that it wasn't just an American truck. Mack worked with Renault, a French company, to design the trucks. Renault provided the cab design, and Mack brought in its engineering skills to make the trucks work well in the American market. The MH trucks were easy to recognize on the road. They had a boxy cab with a sloped hood that made it easier for drivers to see ahead. The large windshield was split into two parts, which was a distinct feature of these trucks. Unlike Mack's larger trucks with tall hoods, the MH had a lower profile, making it perfect for city deliveries and regional hauling. Under the hood, these trucks were mostly equipped with Mack's Maxidyne diesel engines, though some models used Renault engines. While these engines weren't as powerful as those in Mack's bigger trucks, they were strong enough for medium-duty tasks like local deliveries, utility services, and lighter construction work. The MH series came in different weight options, usually between 19,500 and 33,000 pounds. This flexibility made them popular with businesses that needed a truck stronger than a regular delivery van, but didn't need a full-sized heavy-duty truck. Inside, the cab was more comfortable than Mack's larger trucks. The dashboard was modern for its time, with easy-to-read gauges and controls that were easy to reach. The cab could seat 3 people, making it practical for teams working on service or utility trucks. One of the best things about the MH series was its maneuverability. The shorter wheelbase and better turning radius made it perfect for driving through narrow city streets and making quick stops. While the MH series wasn't as famous as Mack's heavy-duty trucks like the R series, it was important for helping Mack expand its market in the 1980s. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.